So this is video 2 of 5 on the Going Pro Talent Fund training plan. This is, as we said before, a tool to help you organize your trainings and trainees in one place prior to completing your application. We're going to discuss each section and then give you some tips and tricks for making sure that your plan accurately shows the trainings for which you are applying. So what I have here is the training plan just as it is open. When you first open it up, this is what you'll see on the screen. And we're going to be working in this section with existing first year USDOL registered apprentice employees. So these are employees of your company already, and maybe they started in a lower ranked position and they're transitioning over to an apprenticeship position. We see that quite commonly. What we're going to do is we're going to actually fill most of that information in over here in this kind of tan khaki area here. But we are going to start over on the left side because we need to make sure that we know who these folks are that are taking the training. So we have Mr. Smith is going to be taking this training, and his current hourly wage is $13.50 an hour. And so we can just go ahead and move the screen on over as long as we're staying on his first line here. And what type of trainee, what type of apprentice is he going to be? Let's say that he is electrician apprentice. And then we're going to enter some information regarding the training provider. So typically that's going to be a private training provider or your local community college. So you would put the name of that training provider there, hit enter. Let's say that they're doing spring classes next year. So maybe that looks like April 1st until the 1st of July. So we enter both of those items. The training course. Now, typically, if it's a community college-based training, they will have a number. So we'll call this manufacturing, or we'll call it electrician 102, and that will be basic electricity principles. Then we will enter the class cost. This will be the total cost for the class. It can include books, materials, and that will just say that cost $800, $850. Continuing on, this individual is just going to take the one course, and I spelled electrician wrong. Go. And we're going to move on over here to his hourly wage. Now we put the hourly wage in once already. We're going to need to make sure that matches. So he's at $13.50. We're going to go over here, and in this hourly wage, we're going to type that $13.50 again and hit enter. Now, for most apprentices, if they are beginning a year-long or multi-year program, this number typically for the number of hours is always going to be 2080. If it's a shorter program, you can certainly put that number in, but this is the total number of hours that he would be employed in a year for the on-the-job training portion. So here is the classroom portion of the training for the apprentice. Here is the on-the-job training portion of the training for the apprentice. Then we'll hit enter. And if you notice that some of these are kind of totaling up as we go. So we have a total of the on-the-job training of $28,080. Then they're going to total this on-the-job training with this $850 and get this $28,930. Total cost of all training is this. You're asking for $3,000 of that to be reimbursed because this is a reimbursement program number 1, and this is an apprentice, so it reimburses at the higher rate. And then this amount over here is what is the employer cash contribution. Also, that's referred to as leverage. And so you're going to want to note that there are extra points awarded on the application. Number 1, for having at least one apprentice on your application, on your training plan. And apprentice application inclusion is a really great way to increase your leveraged funds. And those are things that you can also receive extra points for when you're doing the scoring. So when the employer contribution and leverage are equal or greater than a 1-to-1 match. So if you're asking for $25,000 and you have $25,000 in leverage, you're going to get 5 extra points on your application, which is huge. If you have less than a 1-to-1 match, you're only going to get 3 points. And if you have no contribution or leverages to add in, that's going to be 0 points. So 0, 3, or 5 points based just on your leverages. So that really, the apprentices make a huge difference. Then what you'll do is just kind of repeat all of this. If you have an additional apprentice, then we can just go ahead and do another one here just for show. So we've got Mr. Jones, and this is Bill, and he's making $13 an hour. And then we can enter that information, come on over here. Let's say he's an electrician as well, and he is going to be taking a different class though. We can just go ahead and get that done in here. Local community college, he's starting in May, and he's going to end in August. And this is going to be, we'll call this EL 204, and he is going to be in that class, and it's going to cost $795. And we come back over here, he was at $13 an hour, also for the 2080, does all the math for you. And now we have 2 apprentices on here for a total of $6,000. This does total all the way down here. So we have right now on this application a roughly $57,000 project for training. 6,000 of that is the request for going pro. 50,765 would go to the employer leverage. So as you can see here, this application as is would get 5 additional points because you have leverage of more than 1 to 1. So this is several clicks above 1 to 1. So this looks pretty good. Also, please note that columns AH, AI, AJ, AK, and AL all auto total. So please do not enter information into any of these fields here. They will all auto total for you. So, and that is how you do existing first year USDOL registered apprentice employees.